Hello everyone. Today we're diving into the impact of US President Donald Trump's immigration order on Canada. These policies are just beginning to show their effects, with experts forecasting significant long-term consequences for international relations and domestic social dynamics. President Trump has introduced a series of executive orders on immigration, signaling a major shift in US policy and implementing some of the most stringent reforms in recent history. One of the most controversial measures is the effort to eliminate birthright citizenship, a constitutional principle that guarantees automatic citizenship to anyone born on U.S. soil or within its territories. This move challenges the 14th Amendment, triggering widespread protests and legal battles. In response, a federal judge in Seattle has issued a temporary block on the executive order, while the legal challenges are being addressed. Increased border security includes additional barriers along the U.S.-Mexico border. The construction of new walls and fences aims to curb illegal crossings. The orders tighten immigration law enforcement, giving authorities more power to detain and deport undocumented immigrants, making deportation easier and limiting legal pathways. This has raised concerns among immigrant communities and advocacy groups. The U.S. Refugee Assistance Program is suspended, halting the admission of new refugees, shutting the door on refugees fleeing persecution. This suspension has left many in dire situations unable to find safe haven. A controversial provision defines gender identity based on sex assigned at birth, raising discrimination concerns. This has been met with strong opposition from LGBTQ+ rights groups. These sweeping changes are expected to impact global migration patterns, potentially leading to a rise in asylum seekers in other countries. Neighboring nations such as Canada are preparing for a surge in refugee applications. The international community watches with apprehension as these policies unfold. Global leaders are concerned about the humanitarian and geopolitical implications.
Canada, known for its welcoming stance and multicultural society, is preparing for a potential influx of asylum seekers due to Trump's stringent immigration orders. These orders have created uncertainty and fear among many immigrants in the US, prompting them to look northward for safety and stability. Officials and experts predict a substantial increase in asylum applications from individuals seeking refuge from restrictive US policies. Aware of the challenges this may pose, the Canadian government is taking proactive measures. Authorities have stated they are on high alert, closely monitoring the US border in preparation for a potential influx of migrants. Refugee advocates and non-profits are gearing up to provide essential support, including legal aid, housing, and social services. These organizations play a crucial role in helping newcomers integrate into Canadian society. The potential influx could strain existing resources, such as shelters and social services, but it also reaffirms Canada's commitment to human rights and humanitarian principles. Volunteers and human rights activists are stepping up to assist. The situation is evolving, with the government closely monitoring the US border for any changes. Enhanced border surveillance and coordination with US officials are part of the strategy to manage the flow of asylum seekers. They are collaborating with various stakeholders, including community leaders and international organizations, to ensure a coordinated and compassionate response. These efforts aim to maintain public support and uphold Canada's reputation for supporting refugees.
Following President Donald Trump's executive orders on immigration during his first term, a wave of migrants began crossing the US-Canada border irregularly, seeking asylum in Canada. These crossings were largely driven by Trump's restrictive immigration policies, which included increased deportations, travel bans, and the suspension of the U.S. Refugee Assistance Program. Many individuals, fearing deportation or the tightening of U.S. immigration laws, saw Canada as a safer alternative. One of the most notable trends was the surge in asylum seekers crossing into Canada on foot at unofficial border points such as Roxham Road in Quebec. The Safe Third Country Agreement, STCA, between the U.S. and Canada, which requires asylum seekers to make their claims in the first safe country they arrive in, does not apply to individuals entering Canada outside official border crossings. This legal loophole led many to take the risky journey through irregular crossings to access Canada's asylum system.
The Safe Third Country Agreement requires asylum seekers to claim refuge in the first safe country they enter. This means individuals arriving in Canada from the US are generally ineligible to make a refugee claim. The agreement is based on the premise that both countries are safe havens for refugees. Critics argue it creates barriers and risks for asylum seekers. The agreement has faced legal challenges, with claims it violates asylum seekers' rights. Advocacy groups argue for its suspension, stating it undermines Canada's refugee protection commitment. The recent US policy changes complicate the situation, raising safety concerns for returned asylum seekers. Political leaders from both countries have been in discussions to address these concerns. Meanwhile, the human impact remains significant, with families caught in the crossfire of policy and politics.
As Canada navigates the complexities of asylum and immigration, public opinion remains divided. In 2022, a survey by the Environics Institute for Survey Research found that 27% of Canadians believed there were too many immigrants entering the country. By 2024, that figure had risen sharply to 58%. This shift has fueled the rise of campaign groups and sparked protests against immigration, with marches taking place in cities like Ottawa, Vancouver, Calgary, and other parts of the country. The surge in asylum seekers has sparked a range of reactions from communities across the country. On one hand, there are concerns about the strain on resources and the potential impact on national security. Some citizens express concerns that an increase in asylum seekers could strain social services, healthcare, and housing systems already under pressure. Here are examples of what residents have shared. I understand that people are in desperate situations, but we have to think about our own communities too. Our resources are limited. We need to make sure that our borders are secure. It's not just about compassion, it's about safety for everyone. However, there is also a strong current of empathy and support for those seeking refuge. Many Canadians believe that their country should uphold its humanitarian values and provide protection to those in need, a community leader stated. Canada has a proud tradition of welcoming refugees. We cannot turn our backs on those fleeing persecution and violence. An expert added, the challenge lies in striking a balance. It's essential to address security and resource concerns while upholding our moral and legal obligations to protect asylum seekers. Public debates and forums have become platforms for these diverse perspectives, highlighting the importance of dialogue and understanding. As Canada continues to grapple with the realities of increased asylum claims, the voices of its citizens will play a crucial role in shaping the country's response. In the end, the goal is to create a system that is both fair and secure, reflecting the values of compassion and justice that define Canada. This balancing act is not just a policy challenge, it's a reflection of the nation's identity and its commitment to human rights. Next, we'll explore how the government is striving to achieve this delicate balance.
Canada is reassessing its border security measures in response to a potential rise in irregular migration from the US. The government has announced investments in border infrastructure, advanced technology, and additional personnel to strengthen security and manage migration effectively. These include increased surveillance, more border patrol agents, and improved data sharing with US authorities. Balancing security with human rights and a fair asylum system is a challenge. The government stresses commitment to a secure border while upholding refugee protection obligations. The Government of Canada has unveiled a comprehensive plan to strengthen border security and enhance the immigration system, preparing for a potential surge in asylum seekers. This initiative includes robust measures to address security concerns, manage increased migration effectively, combat illegal drug trafficking, and improve overall enforcement capabilities. In addition to bolstering border infrastructure and personnel to manage irregular migration, the plan introduces advanced tools and technologies to enhance detection and enforcement efforts. These measures ensure Canada is equipped to balance humanitarian obligations with security and resource management. To combat the influx of fentanyl and precursor chemicals, the government will provide increased support to law enforcement agencies by deploying advanced artificial intelligence and imaging tools to detect and intercept illegal drugs before they enter the country. The Canada Border Services Agency, CBSA, will enhance its drug detection efforts by training and deploying additional canine teams to intercept illegal substances. CBSA will also introduce advanced chemical detection tools at high-risk ports to bolster enforcement. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, will also introduce cutting-edge tools to support border security. A new aerial intelligence task force will be deployed, featuring helicopters, drones, and mobile surveillance towers. Counter-drone technology will ensure 24/7 surveillance between ports of entry, enhancing the RCMP's ability to monitor and respond to threats effectively. These measures are designed to tackle urgent concerns while maintaining a delicate balance. We'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to check out the video on your screen for more great content. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more exciting and informative videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.